Hello and welcome. I'm Morris Mohammed and you're watching our English news program on Somaliland National Television. Now these are the stories making the main headlines. Vice Minister of Fisheries announces the start of registration for fishing companies. Mayor of Hargeisa City and his delegation in Sweden. Nepal earthquake death toll tops 3,000. A delegation led by the mayor of the capital city Hargeisa was warmly welcomed in Sweden by the Somaliland community residing there, where the delegation briefed the attendees on the overall conditions of the country. Mayor of Hargeisa City Abdulrahman Solteko spoke to the attendees about the recent developments made in the capital city and in Somaliland as a whole. The mayor, on the other hand, expressed his disapproval to Somalia's behavior in the last dialogue and further clarified that Somaliland has followed all the agreements. However, Somalia is the one delaying the talks. Members of Somaliland's community residing in Sweden pointed out on the significance of unity and the oneness of our people, urging all Somalilanders to work hand in hand in developing the country and obtaining all its nationwide goals. One of Kulmiye female supporters, Halima Abdi, highlighted her contribution to Somaliland's development by donating medications and medical devices to the hospitals back home and spoke about her ambition to provide more assistance in the future to the people of Somaliland. Chief Head of IGAD Regional Organization, Engineer Mahbub Ma'allin, and his delegation departed from Igal International Airport after briefing the media on the purpose of their trip to Somaliland. IGAD representatives stated the purpose of their trip to Somaliland was to supervise the progress of Sheikh Veterinary School. Also mentioned several meetings they had with high-ranking officials of Somaliland's government, such as Minister of Planning, Dr. Saad Ali Shire, as well as officials from the Ministry of Livestock. They expressed their aim at establishing a veterinary college in the future in Somaliland, regarding that the majority of Somali people across the region own livestock and that they need medical health care and doctors. Chief Head of IGAD highlighted that Berbera Port exports over 3 million livestock annually to different countries around the world, which makes it necessary to have a professional team of veterinary doctors to perform medical health checkups for the livestock before they're exported. Therefore, IGAD organization focuses on finding a group of trainees that are capable of taking care of the livestock at Berbera Port. They also made collaborations with universities in the region to provide the final certificates for the trainees in Sheikh Veterinary School. IGAD representatives stated that they take the trainees of Sheikh Veterinary School to several universities across the region to provide them with a higher education and more experience regarding their future work. Vice Minister of Fisheries Mohammed Haji Adan held a press conference to announce the commencement of registration for fishing companies starting from the 27th of this month. The Vice Minister sent a message to the individuals from across the country aiming at starting their own fishing companies, announcing that official registration for fishing companies in Somaliland have started and urged them to take advantage of this opportunity and register. He said that registered companies will be provided with a license issued by the government to legalize their fishing process in the shores of Somaliland. On the other hand, Vice Minister of Fisheries Mohammed Haji Adan discussed the situation in neighboring country Yemen and stated that any insecurity in neighboring nations could affect Somaliland somehow regarding the stability in our waters and the fishing processes. The Vice Minister urged the people of Somaliland and the coastal guards to pay extra attention and strengthen stability at the shores due to the situation in neighboring nation Yemen, praying that Allah protects our people in Yemen. You're still tuned into the English news program on Somaliland National Television, and now for the main international headlines. As more of the damage wreaked by Nepal's earthquake becomes clear, the death toll continues to rise. A total of 3,218 people are now known to have died in Saturday's disaster, with over 6,500 others injured. Another 66 were killed across the border in India and at least another 20 in Tibet, China's state. The toll is likely to rise as rescuers struggle to reach remote regions and as bodies buried under rubble are recovered. The 7.8 magnitude quake struck between the Nepalese city of Bokhara and the capital Kathmandu, where many have spent the second night sleeping in the open, either because their homes are flattened or amid fears that aftershocks will bring them crashing down. Some have lost everything and are now facing a shortage of drinking water and food, as well as the threat of disease. Hundreds of Nepalis have fled the capital for the plains, terror-stricken by 2 days of powerful aftershocks. With heavy machinery and simple shovels, Chile's soldiers and civilians are working to remove the mounds of ash spewed from the Calbuco volcano last week. Authorities have set up a 20-kilometer cordon around Calbuco in the scenic Los Lagos region, some 1,000 kilometers south of Santiago, Chile's capital. The sheer weight of fallen ash has caused houses, schools, and bridges to collapse in the immediate surroundings. It has proved devastating for the owner of a thriving restaurant, now reduced to rubble in Ensenada, the nearest town to Calbuco. But while Wednesday and Thursday's eruptions wrecked the eatery, they have not dented the determination of its proprietor, who says his diner will rise from the ashes. Last week's eruptions saw 210 million tons of ash spewed into the area around Calbuco, forcing thousands of locals to flee and disrupting air travel further afield. And the fear is that the volcano may not be finished just yet. And that's all the news for now. Thanks for watching and catch us tomorrow at the same time. Goodbye.